On September 24, 2007, Delta Force operators prepared to infiltrate a compound near Buriz, Iraq. Their target? Abu Usama al-Tunisi, the mastermind behind last month's chlorine bombings that caused 87 casualties across Bakuba. Intelligence indicated his team was moving their entire operation at dawn, with 3 massive chlorine bombs nearly ready for detonation at Baghdad's crowded markets the following day. For the innocent Iraqi civilians who would soon fill those marketplaces, time was running dangerously short. The mission seemed straightforward at first: a surgical strike to eliminate al-Tunisi and dismantle his chemical weapons factory. But as operators fast-roped from Blackhawks onto the compound's rooftop, they discovered something alarming. The entire building was rigged with explosives, a sophisticated system connected to the main support columns. This wasn't just a weapons facility, it was a trap designed to take out anyone who attempted to breach it. By September 2007, coalition forces had pushed the militants from their urban strongholds into the rural provinces. At the heart of this deadly innovation stood Abu Usama al-Tunisi, a Tunisian militant who rose to become the group's foreign fighter coordinator and chemical weapons tactician. Intelligence photos show a bearded man with cold, calculating eyes. Educated in chemistry before joining the jihad, he had battlefield experience in Afghanistan and now sought to bring his expertise against the coalition troops and the innocent Iraqi population. His signature mark was chlorine-enhanced vehicle bombs. 3 simultaneous attacks in Bakuba on August 12, 2007 caused almost 300 casualties, and this was just the start of his bombing campaign. SIGINT intercepts from September 20th referenced a major escalation with 3 vehicles ready for paradise operations. CIA analysts interpreted this as preparation for simultaneous chlorine attacks in Baghdad markets, potentially targeting thousands of civilians during morning shopping hours. Photos from a Predator drone confirmed 3 cargo trucks entering the compound over 48 hours. Delta Force was tasked with neutralizing al-Tunisi and his operation before these vehicles could deploy. They were also to secure any intelligence on the group's chemical supply chain and bomb-making methodology, and hopefully capture key lieutenants for interrogation. But that was all much easier said than done. The breakthrough came at 14:30 hours on September 24, when human intelligence confirmed al-Tunisi's presence inside a walled compound southeast of Bakuba. Satellite imagery revealed 2 main structures surrounded by 12-foot walls with limited access points. Thermal imaging showed 11 to 14 heat signatures concentrated in the eastern building. Drone footage tracked personnel wearing hazmat-type protective gear moving between structures. The assault team would comprise 12 operators divided into 3 fire teams named Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. But this mission required a very specific set of gear. Because of the danger of the building being rigged to blow, they wanted to prevent over-penetration. To do this, they used different ammo inside their M4 rifles. Known as frangible ammunition, these specialized rounds are designed to disintegrate upon impact with hard surfaces, dramatically reducing the risk of ricochet or over-penetration inside such a chemically volatile or explosive-rigged environment. Traveling at standard velocities, they maintain effective stopping power against soft targets while breaking apart on concrete, rebar, or steel. This made them ideal for confined structures where a missed shot could cause an explosion. For breaching, they ditched the standard breaching charges and instead opted for Remington M870 shotguns with Hatton rounds. These specialized frangible projectiles disintegrate on impact with hard surfaces, defeating locks and hinges without producing dangerous ricochets or metal fragments that could trigger secondary explosions in a chemical environment. Because they were going into a known chemical weapon factory, the team went in with a full loadout of CBRN gear. Each operator carried an Avon FM53 mask with a panoramic visor allowing a 120-degree field of vision, critical for close-quarters combat. The masks integrate with tactical communication systems and can be donned in under 6 seconds. The filtration system protects against all known chemical warfare agents while still allowing 85% of normal breathing capacity. Each man carried an M4 joint chemical agent detector on their bodies capable of identifying toxic industrial chemicals, including chlorine, in concentrations as low as 0.1 parts per million. These handheld units vibrate silently when detecting harmful agents, allowing operators to remain covert while monitoring threat levels. However, if one or more of the team members were exposed to agents, they also needed to take measures to treat those casualties. To that end, the team carried Mark I kits containing atropine auto-injectors for nerve agent exposure. While chlorine was the primary threat, intelligence couldn't rule out the presence of more sophisticated chemical weapons. These would save their life if they encountered them. Because of a scheduled guard shift change at 0230, the team wanted to strike when they would be the least alert in the last 30 minutes of the current guard shift. To bypass the explosives, surely rigged on the ground level, the team would insert onto the roof and fight their way down. Once they secured the building, they would await chemical weapon experts and technicians to render safe the chlorine truck bombs and anything else they found. That is, if there was anything left to analyze by dawn. What happened next? We can't show it all here without YouTube slapping this video with a warning, but we can show you on Patreon. To watch the full-length video completely uncensored, subscribe to my Patreon page, where there are no restrictions on what we can tell and show you there. Scan the code or use the link in the description now to watch the full video. 0200 hours. 2 MH-60M Blackhawks come to a completely silent hover 80 feet above the target compound. Inside, operators check weapons one final time. No words, just the mechanical clicks of safety selectors and charging handles. 30 seconds. Operators adjust their NODs, the advanced white phosphor tubes turning night into a grainy day. Each man mentally rehearses his entry point and position. As the Blackhawks steady out, the man closest to the doors kicks out a fast rope. 6 operators per bird descend in rapid succession, ropes burning through gloved hands even through the Nomex material. Alpha on target. Bravo on target. Charlie on target. As soon as their boots hit the rooftop, their weapons immediately came up and scanned. The helicopters quietly disappear into the night, retreating to a holding pattern 3 miles out. An operator kneels at the roof access point, working with mechanical spreaders instead of explosives. No noise, no secondary detonations. The MARC Bot 4 goes in first, and its camera feed shows the floor below. Multiple heat signatures. 8 tangos confirmed. 2 on top floor, 6 below. 0205 hours. As the point man descends the ladder, his JCAD detector vibrates against his chest. He immediately signals behind him. In under 6 seconds, all operators have pulled masks from thigh pouches and sealed them to their faces. Chlorine present. Masks on. Their rhythmic breathing sounds amplified through the filters. The second floor reveals exactly what Intel suggested. A makeshift chemical lab. Industrial chlorine tanks line the walls. Mixing equipment sits ready. The unmistakable smell of bleach permeates even through their filters. 0208 hours. An operator steps onto a section of floor tiling. A distinct click echoes through the room. Contact! Pressure plate triggered. Digital timers suddenly activate on concrete support columns throughout the structure. Building's rigged. We've got 18 minutes until it blows. Charlie Team's EOD specialist rushes to the nearest timer. He examines the wiring, face unreadable behind his mask. Can't disarm locally. He points to the eastern wall. There's a master control unit. We need to reach it. 0210 hours. Alpha holding top floor. Bravo, clear the ground level. Charlie, locate that detonator. The teams split, moving with practiced precision despite the pressure. Alpha team secures the chemical lab and begins clearing the rest of the top floor. The 2 fighters they encounter that should be awake are fast asleep. Alpha team never gives them a chance to wake up. Bravo descends to the second floor, and Charlie team goes to the first floor where the regular IED factory and garage are believed to be located. Charlie team moves toward the eastern wall, following the wiring pathways visible through their NODs. They encounter no resistance until reaching a reinforced door. 0212 hours. Bravo team stacks on a corner as movement echoes from the hallway ahead. Trigger fingers tighten. 3 fighters appear 15 feet ahead, Chinese-made AKs at the ready. They're shouting in Arabic. They know something is up. The point man's red dot finds center mass on the lead fighter. The second operator engages the next threat. His round takes out the second insurgent, but the third one manages to squeeze some shots off. The AK's muzzle flash momentarily blinds everyone's NODs as rounds crack past, missing by inches. 2 more controlled pairs find their mark. 3 tangos down, 2 KIA, 1 still breathing. An operator zip ties the wounded fighter while applying a pressure bandage to his shoulder. The timer on the nearest column reads 1548. The red digits seem to accelerate with each passing second. 0214 hours. Charlie team breaches the first floor utility room. The EOD specialist's eyes widen behind his mask. The detonator system isn't some crude insurgent setup. It's military-grade, Russian-made, identical to the systems used by Spetsnaz demolition teams. This isn't some jihadi job. Someone with training built this. He kneels before the control unit, hands steady despite everything. Sweat pools inside his mask, running into his eyes. He blinks it away, connecting his specialized tablet to input ports. A burst of static erupts through comms. Alpha Team's voice cuts through, urgent but controlled. Contact. 4 tangos moving on our position. The distinctive metallic rattle of AK fire reverberates through the building. The rounds punch through drywall, forcing Alpha Team to hug the floor. An operator returns fire through the wall, guided by thermal imaging showing heat signatures on the other side. The first fighter drops. The second and third rush forward, firing wildly. Alpha Team's precision shooting drops them both, controlled pairs to center mass. The 4th fighter takes a round through his shoulder, weapon clattering to the ground as he falls, screaming. 3 tangos down, 1 wounded, weapon secured. The clock reads 14:22, 02:17 hours. Bravo team approaches a reinforced metal door on the ground floor. Their thermal imager shows 2 heat signatures inside, one pacing nervously, the other seated. The team leader studies the image. The seated figure's profile matches their target package exactly. The distinctive hunched shoulders and the way he holds his head. 4 years of hunting this man, and he's finally cornered.
That's him. That's al-Tunisi.
The breacher moves forward with his Remington 870, loading a Hatton round, which is critical in this explosive rigged environment. He whispers a quick prayer before nodding to the stack. Breaching! The door lock disintegrates, metal fragments showering the concrete. The entry team flows through the opening, weapons up, and trigger pressure is half applied. Inside, al-Tunisi rises from his chair, eyes wild, reaching for a Chinese QSZ-92 pistol tucked in his waistband. 20 feet away. The distance a trained man can cross in less than 2 seconds. 2 operators fire simultaneously. Their muscle memory is perfect. Controlled pairs, center mass. He's dead before he completes his draw. His 2 buddies quickly give up, with one guy's hands shooting skyward so fast he nearly dislocates his shoulders.
Target eliminated. 2 detainees secured.
The timer reads 13:05. Every second feels like sand slipping through their fingers. 02:20 hours. The EOD specialist's gloved fingers move with surgical precision over the detonator's circuitry. The display on his tablet shows a maze of connections, primary charges, secondary triggers, and anti-tampering measures. His breath fogs his mask with each exhale. The pressure is crushing. One wrong connection, one misidentified wire, and it's game over. The digital readout on the nearest column flashes 7:42. He forces his hands to remain steady. Russian P-BUNC model. Same setup they used in Grozny. Where's the master override? Every professional leaves themselves a back door. He traces 3 separate circuits, each capable of triggering detonation independently.
Almost there.
His voice sounds distant in his own ears. Blood pounds at his temples. 02:24 hours. The specialist's eyes narrow as he isolates a hidden input in the circuitry.
There it is.
He connects his specialized tablet, running the override algorithm specifically designed for Russian demolition systems.
Disabling anti-tamper first.
The screen flashes green as the first security measure falls, then the second. On the third, the progress bar freezes at 99%.
Come on, you Russian piece of...
He yells as he punches it and bypasses the security lockout. The bar completes. I've got it! Lines of Cyrillic text scroll across his screen as the system accepts the shutdown command. Throughout the building, digital timers freeze at 3:36. For 3 agonizing seconds, nothing happens. Then every display simultaneously resets to 0000. The specialist releases a breath he didn't realize he was holding. Detonators disarmed, we're clear. No one cheers. No one speaks. The relief is too profound for words. Operators simply exchange glances through their masks. The silent acknowledgement between men who've just outrun death together. 02:27 hours.
All teams consolidate. Secure all intel and detainees.
The intelligence value here is incalculable. Operators begin photographing the chemical lab setup before securing laptop hard drives and notebooks. Since the guards that were supposed to arrive at 02:30 may eventually show up, they need this stuff secured in case of a fight. As this is going on, one operator rummages through al-Tunisi's pocket. Inside, he finds 3 thumb drives. Though they don't know it now, these will be the key that blows the lid on their whole operation. In the garage area, Charlie team secures the 3 VBIEDs, panel trucks packed with explosives and industrial chlorine tanks. Each vehicle could have wiped out hundreds. The EOD specialist photographs the trigger mechanisms for later analysis. The prisoners sit zip-tied and black-bagged, ready for transport and interrogation. Inside, the team holds the building until sunrise, when a regular army convoy can escort the numerous technicians, agents, and various 3-letter agency reps. But for the guys inside, all of that is for a later time. Now, they only want to get out of their incredibly uncomfortable masks. Bye for now.